Christmas can be a difficult time. It's expensive, there's a lot going on, there can be expectations to meet with family and for things to go a certain way. And if you've been healing and you've been building some momentum and you've been forming newer, healthier habits and you've been looking after yourself, there can be this fear that, oh, all my progress is going to get lost. Because Christmas time, you might feel forced to socialize with people you don't necessarily want to, or even buy gifts for people that you hold some unresolved angry feelings for. And generally, you're going to comply because that's what you've done all of your life. But things are different now. You've found recovery, you've found healing, and you've started to build healthier, newer habits. But you're still figuring it all out. And that's where the fear comes from, because it's very delicate. It's very delicate for you right now, and you don't want to lose all of your progress and your momentum. And that's a very valid fear, because healing, especially, when you're really going through something new in terms of your healing, is a very delicate process and it needs to be protected. And times like Christmas are where we can fall into the humdrum of our family systems and get caught up in that. And then all this good work that we've been doing on ourselves can suddenly go out of the window because we had this conversation with that person, and now suddenly we're all here and it's all, For me, my biggest worry about Christmas is actually letting go. I'm quite a clingy person, and I notice myself trying to be quite controlling. And I just don't know how much I can relax and how much I can be flexible and chill with my schedule, and how much I really need to maintain my good routines and do the things that I know I kind of need to do every single day. Otherwise, I just start feeling like crap. So I've put together this list of 4 key things that you could do over Christmas if you want to try and stay healthy and sane. And I've put them in chronological order because there are a couple of things you'll want to do in a specific way. So the first thing is you can decide how you want your Christmas to be. Yeah, you create your reality, so you can decide this. I often find that my anxiety flares up when I think I should know something, but I don't know how to do it or I don't know anything about it. And so if you're worried about how your Christmas might go, you could potentially be feeling anxious because it's quite out of your control and you don't really have a plan for it or know what you should do about it. So the first thing you can do is to get clear on that. Now, this doesn't have to be a big deal. I'm not saying you need to rigidly plan out how your entire Christmas should be and who you talk to and who you don't talk to and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying that if you can lay out an intention and maybe a couple of concrete actions that you can take to support that intention, you're going to put yourself in really good position. So here's what I've done. The first thing I did was I wrapped up my work. And this is big for me because I'm a bit of a workaholic, or at least I'm a recovering workaholic. I booked my leave in September, so it was all in there nicely, and you'd have to have a pretty crappy manager to cancel your leave over Christmas for no reason. And I worked extra hard the week before, and then did a handover to make sure there is nothing that I need to be thinking of right now. And critically, I know that I'm going to be worried and thinking about the new year, so I made myself a to-do list, so I can pick that up in January as well. I've gifted myself a clean end to 2024 and a clean start to the new year. And honestly, sometimes I still find myself thinking, oh God, but I have to do this and it's going to be so tight and blah, 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 blah. I can reassure myself that right now is my time for rest. And I have everything there set up for when I do pick things back up, and it's there. I don't need to deal with it now. I can trust that I will take care of it. And speaking of letting go, I gave myself permission to be a bit of a degenerate for a couple days, to really veg out, wrap myself up like a burrito and really, get all cozy and stay up really late just doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing at 1 a.m. But you know. And I let myself kind of unconditionally do that for a couple of days because I feel like I worked a bit too hard to try and get everything done before I went on leave, and I needed to balance that out. And I don't really like that flip-flopping between two different extremes. And so I know that after a couple days of unconditionally vegetating, I'm going to start to feel bad because I haven't been doing the things I know that I need to do to feel good. So when that day comes, which was today, by the way, because I'm filming a video, I'm going to be prepared to, you know, still relax, still have fun, still eat some chocolate and stay up a bit later and all those sorts of things. But I can just be kind to myself and take care of myself over the Christmas period. And that's the second thing. Take time off and relax and take care of yourself. I love this idea that you are responsible for a child yourself. And if you've got a real kid, you can't just go, you know what? I'm not doing this today. I'm not going to feed them. I'm not going to put them to bed. They can just kind of do whatever they want. That is literally abuse and it is illegal. And you wouldn't do that to a real child. But you are a real child. So don't do that to yourself. Christmas is no excuse to stop taking care of yourself just because your work or your general life responsibilities aren't kind of forcing you to have to stick to a routine. If you want to have a good Christmas period, you know the couple of things that you need to do to make sure you stay healthy and sane. For me, I gotta go to sleep at a reasonable time and I gotta get enough sleep. I've got to exercise basically every day. I have to eat well. I have to do something that has some kind of purpose or mental stimulation in it, otherwise I go a little bit stir crazy. And obviously this doesn't mean you can't indulge. I'm probably going to eat a lot of chocolate. I'm definitely going to stay up later than I should. But I have it within a framework where I'm not going to overdo it and I'm not going to hurt myself. So enjoy your time off and remember to take care of yourself because you're worth that. The third thing is to hold your boundaries. Now, I've just spoken at length about holding boundaries with yourself around food and sleep and work and that sort of thing. But Christmas is also a time where we engage with other people, often our families, and those people are often what caused us to have poor boundaries in the first place. And when you're on a healing journey, those boundaries are the bedrock of how you heal. And they can be very delicate when you're developing them new for the first time. It's like a new little sapling, you don't want anyone to come and mess with that. And so you've really got to enforce those boundaries because poor boundaries is probably what put you in the behaviors that led you to suffer in the first place. And maybe your boundary is actually that you don't have any contact with your family anymore, in which case I would suggest, just try and keep yourself supported. I know that there's a 24-hour Codependence Anonymous meeting that runs on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. And I'm sure that other fellowships and probably other sort of support groups and help groups will have similar things. But coming back to family, it's your responsibility to hold your boundaries. Your boundaries are your property. And so you might be in a situation where you're starting to feel a certain way and you think, gosh, someone else has made me feel angry. I knew this would happen. But you can take a second to notice, I am angry. And you might think the other person has caused that in you. You have caused that. And it's your responsibility to feel how you feel and to put in appropriate boundaries. So feel how you feel, notice how you feel, and then put in the appropriate boundaries and act on that. Nobody is going to make you feel anything this Christmas apart from yourself. You choose how you react. No one said that this healing work is easy. And then the fourth thing is prepare to transition back to normality. If you're anything like me, you get a little bit worried when you've had all this wonderful break and now you've got to go back to work. You've got to go back to normal life and normal responsibilities, and it's stressful. No more fun, no more festivities. You gotta show up on time to things and pretend to be tough and strong to get things done. And January itself is a pretty bleak month. Not many like fun things happen in January, which I think makes it kind of extra hard. But it doesn't have to be like that. You see how that can be a creation. It's kind of a creation that we have from our culture. You know, we do Christmas, it's fun, and then January's crap. That's a societal message. You don't have to believe that. And you don't have to make it like that for yourself either. And one way you can help to make your new year good is to start your new year right in the way that you want to. I would suggest transitioning at some point between the relaxation and the fun and the slight excess of Christmas into something that is a bit more of your normal routine, and doing that gradually so it's not a hard shift on the 31st of December. Maybe that means getting your sleep schedule a little bit more on track. Maybe that means making sure your place is tidy or your affairs are sorted from 2024 so you can come into 2025 nice and fresh. Just have a think about what those things are that you need to do before the year ends. Yep, those things that just came up for you there, and make sure they get done. And then you can reassure yourself, I'm going to do these, and you don't have to worry about them. There's a wonderful saying in the spiritual world, which is, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. And the meaning behind this is that no matter what process goes on inside you, you're still going to have to do the mundane, same old things that keep you alive. And it's the same thing about healing and recovery with Christmas. Before Christmas, look after yourself. During Christmas, look after yourself. After Christmas, look after yourself. The holiday period is just another situation in which you can practice taking care of yourself, and hopefully you can get in a good rest and a good bit of recovery so you can start the new year nice and strong. So go well this Christmas, and remember that you are worthy of love. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. I wish you all the best on your healing journey, and I'll see you again soon.